Joining us now are two people who are considering this: Palestinian citizen of Israel, Sally Abed, and Jewish Israeli Alon Lee Green. They're both national leaders of Standing Together, an organization that works towards peace between Israelis and Palestinians. You guys are really doing God's work right now, trying to find a way for people to come together on this very complicated issue in this extremely emotional and heated moment. I know that all of us have felt it to some degree or another, either in our own personal lives or walking down the street or on our college campus, our group chats with our family members, on social media. We've felt it. When you came here to the United States to start having these discussions on how to live together in peace, what were you expecting? And Alon, I'll start with you.
So we felt like we're coming from one war zone and entering a completely new war zone. It seemed like people were really in bunkers around the, feeling that they have to hashtag either stand with Israel or stand with Palestine, not being able to find a way in between where they understand that both people are living on this land. No one is going anywhere. Millions of Palestinians will remain on this land, and millions of Israelis, of Jewish Israelis, will remain on the same land. And we found a very polarized discussion, a very theoretical discussion, where we suggested talking about solutions. There is a very bloody war at the moment. There was a very bloody massacre of Hamas at the moment. Palestinians are losing their lives. In the southern, a lot of children are losing their life. Innocent people in Israel lost their lives in the massacre of Hamas, and we understand that innocent people live on both sides, and innocent people really demand an Israeli-Palestinian peace. That's the solution we want to talk about.
That you can have empathy for both people at the same time. It's not one or the other. I thought it was interesting, Sally, to start the conversation from a place of no one's going anywhere. Israelis are staying, Palestinians are staying. It's not a matter of kicking one out so the other can live. Starting from a place where this is the reality, and we have to find a way to live side by side.
Absolutely. It is really, we are at a moment where really peace is becoming a very radical word. It's becoming a very radical idea, and that's when we are at a very dangerous historic junction. When people have to fight for their humanity, and people have to fight when you see that you have to pick a side that cancels the humanity of the other, you need a solution. You need a different solution. We need a new story. And it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one to shift. Both peoples are hurting. The Palestinians, and we see, on campuses, the Palestinian freedom movement, which is trying to tell us a message that I think the whole world needs to hear about the systemic oppression, violent oppression that we have been enduring for decades as Palestinians, and we are acknowledging that. And we need to also acknowledge that we need a solution, and we need to stop the bloodshed. And that starts from the very basic realization that we all deserve equal rights to exist in our homelands. We really deserve freedom, and no one's going anywhere. And
so
that's
Sally,
where we should start.
When people come to you and say, I don't know how to have this conversation, I don't know what to say, what's your advice?
My advice is always, try to hold your righteous stance, hold your values, hold your narrative. Don't let it lead us towards solutions, because narratives don't allow you to actually meet the other side at their emotional state. And my advice is always, just ask yourself, who are you trying to convince? Are you trying to preach to the choir and feel righteous? Or are you actually trying to reach a solution that can actually stop the bloodshed? That's my advice.
Preach to the choir is a good one. Alon, I have 30 seconds, but do you have anything to add to that?
I do think we need to understand that, as Sally said, it's an historic junction, and we need to choose whether we're going to an eternal war, more occupation, more settlements, more death, or we're going to a direction of Israeli-Palestinian peace. Our leadership needs to also acknowledge that we cannot continue with this status quo. It costs not only the Palestinian lives, but it costs also Israeli lives, and it's just unbearable anymore.